Found just off the northwestern Scottish coast, is one of the most rugged, raw and picturesque places not only in the British Isles but perhaps the entire planet. The island in question is the Isle of Skye. You might have heard of it before as it's one of the most well-known islands within the region. It's especially known for its remoteness and beauty. But what is life like there? Is it a nice place to live? Is the weather as bad as you'd imagine? And how on earth is it one of the best places in the world to spot the second largest shark species on the planet? Let's travel across to the island and find out. So first things first, we need to figure out how exactly to get there. It is a remote island after all. Well, lucky for us, there is actually a bridge connecting the mainland to the island. The bridge is called the Skye Bridge for obvious reasons. So the island covers an area of 1,650 squared kilometers, ranking it as the fourth largest island across all of the British Isles. The island is found in the region known as the Inner Hebrides, which is an archipelago found off the west coast of mainland Scotland. It's not to be confused with the Outer Hebrides, which is also an archipelago, but as the name suggests, is found further out from the mainland. The population of the island sits at around 10,000 people, giving a density of roughly 6 people per kilometre squared, making it a very sparsely populated place. For reference, Scotland has a population density of around 70 people per kilometre squared, and the UK as a whole around 287. The capital of the island is Portree, where roughly a quarter of the island's entire population lives. It's found on the centre-ish east coast. The town, as you'd expect from a very small remote island capital, has a very laid-back, charming vibe to it. It's littered with colourful harbour buildings and cosy pubs looking over the calm Marina Bay. Imagine how cosy it would be in the middle of winter sitting in one of these pubs drinking a coffee or beer with a roaring fire on. So speaking of winter, how cold do you think it gets on the island overall? Well, being found off the coast of Scotland, you'd expect bitterly cold winters. However, it's not as bad as you might first think. It is kept generally mild-ish due to the Gulf Stream, which travels across from Mexico. The winter temperatures only really go as low as maybe 1 to 3 degrees Celsius. However, the constant strong coastal winds make that 1 degrees feel more like -10 degrees. In the summer months, you may get the odd week or two where temperatures hit a very mild 17 degrees Celsius. Along with the very frequent winds, it sees a lot of rain here too, ranging from 180 to 220 days of rain per year. It is known to be one of the wettest places across all of Scotland. So overall the weather is, well, pretty rubbish on the island. But that's not why around 600,000 people visit the island each year. They visit to see the island's untouched raw beauty. The island is specifically known for its jagged mountains, moors, towering sea cliffs, hidden waterfalls, as well as its pristine beaches. On a rare sunny day, the beaches honestly look like something from the Caribbean. This is mainly due to its remote location, low population, cold Atlantic waters, and minimal pollution. The waters in this region have essentially been left mostly untouched, keeping it very clean. However, don't let the crystal clear water and white sand fool you, as even in the summer months, the water surrounding the Isle of Skye only see temperatures as high as 15 degrees Celsius. About half of what you'd get in the Caribbean. But travelling back onto land, let's drive about 15 minutes north of the capital, where we arrive at perhaps the island's most iconic and impressive viewpoint, the Store. So the Store is a mountain which looks over very dramatic steep rocky hills. It's especially impressive due to the many pinnacles that rise up out of it. You've got views of the coast, surrounding mountains, and on a clear day, if you're extremely lucky, you might even get a glimpse of mainland Scotland. The weather here is usually gloomy and grey, which I'd usually say is pretty depressing and dull. However, it kind of adds to the raw vibe and aesthetic here, and when there's snow, it completely reshapes the entire region. Another place of interest are the fairy pools, which consist of a series of natural pools and waterfalls. The water here is remarkably clear, but to put it lightly, bloody cold. Usually around the 11 degrees Celsius mark throughout the year, so unless you're Wim Hof, you're probably going to need a wetsuit to swim here. Found in the very northwest of the island is a place named Neast Point, another pretty famous part of the island. It is actually the westernmost part of the island and gives some truly incredible views of the surrounding steep cliffs and Atlantic Ocean. It is also one of the best places in the UK to spot whales, dolphins and even basking sharks, the second largest shark species on Earth. The highest point on the island is Sualastar. It stands some 992 metres tall and is the tallest point across all of the Inner Hebrides, as well as the UK's tallest island point. So the Isle of Skye is without doubt a beautiful part of the world, but what's life like living there? Well, life quality is generally seen as pretty good on the island. As bad as the weather can be, people live a slow-paced life closely connected to nature and community. It's the type of place where many people like to retire. It's peaceful, quiet and very safe. For these reasons, alongside it being pretty remote, the island is a relatively expensive place to live on. House prices on average are somewhere around £250,000, whereas on mainland Scotland it's more like £186,000. About a third of the island works in the public sector, another third in tourism, 12% in retail, and then about 10% in fishing and agriculture. A figure which I was actually quite surprised to hear. I would have assumed that fishing would have been one of the largest sectors. Now, as you'd expect from a tightly knitted community consisting of an older population, crime rates are very low, especially violent crime. Most reported incidents are minor, such as road traffic violations. So with this in mind, I'm gonna ask, how many murders do you think there have been on the island since the year 2000? Maybe it's none, maybe 10, or maybe even 100. Well, it's actually one. There has been one recorded murder on the island during the 21st century, at the time of making this video, touch wood. So this actually happened in 2022, where without going into too much detail, a man stabbed and shot multiple people, leading to one fatality and completely shocking the island community. An event of this nature was truly unheard of. Perhaps the most intriguing and bucket list worthy parts of the Isle of Skye are its many castles, especially if you're from a country that doesn't have them. The most famous castle is probably Dunvegan Castle. It's the oldest continuously inhabited castle in Scotland and home to the Clan MacLeod for over 800 years. The castle has around 30 rooms in total and is part of a 42,000 acre estate. But as incredible as this castle is, I don't think it's as pretty as Ellendunnan Castle, which sits on an island within a lake with a very hilly backdrop. It really doesn't get more Scottish or picturesque than this. Now, does the island have a flag? Well, it has a bit of an interesting story. So prior to 2020, the island did not have an official flag. It simply used the flag of Scotland or the UK. However, in 2020, there was a competition to design an official flag for the island, to which a 9-year-old won, and that year it became the official flag. This is what it looks like. The official language of the island is of course English, which is spoken in daily life, business and education. However, around 30% of the population can speak Scottish Gaelic. You might hear it spoken in more traditional and rural areas of the island, particularly by the older generation. Across the island, you'll also see road signs in Scottish Gaelic as well as English of course. For reference, only around 1% of Scotland as a whole can speak this language. The currency on the island is of course the British pound, however you may also see the Scottish pound here too, which is pretty much the exact same thing. It's pegged to the British pound and is interchangeable across the UK. So there we have it, that's the Isle of Skye in a nutshell. Perhaps some of you watching have been there or you might even live there. Tell us what it's like in the comments below. Like and subscribe for more geography content, and as always, thank you so much for watching.